Let's look at John Allen here. What a rush, man.
Yeah, it's a very good rush by John. Good patience. Nice push by Daron Payne. Nice job by Ryan Anderson. And got a nice holding call on Pernell McPhee. And of course, they don't call, and a nice prop and chop there that they don't call, but they'll call it on us. Great job by John. He's got great hands. I'm telling you what, he's got strong hands. He's very elusive. When he gets his hands on you, he can shed you. He just plays with great power, great effort, great tenacity all the time. These two guys right here, the future is very bright for the Washington Redskins with those two guys in the burgundy and gold.
That is an all-time swim. You know what I don't like? That line that does every time I make a circle. But that's a great swim move. And then you were going to talk about a block in the back on Trent Williams on a screenplay in this game and not call this?
It's unbelievable.
Oh, here you go. Let's hurt you. Still, great play. Great play, John Allen, man. Good job. Good job, Coach.
Thank you.
No sack dance, though.
No. He's on to the next one. That's what great players do.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? It's B Militant. Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host here on the Redskins Review. You guys, the draft's coming up. There's a lot of stuff I want to do. There's a lot of videos I want to make about the draft, the Redskins organization, people in the Redskins organization. But I feel like I cannot go on and make those videos until I make this one right here. And I'm someone who I will admit when I'm wrong. And in this case, I'm glad that I was wrong. And this video is all about I was wrong about Daron Payne. When we drafted Daron Payne, I wasn't very happy about it. I mean, I was happy that we spent the draft pick on the defensive line. That's what I really ultimately wanted to do. I wanted to beef up our defensive line. And then, you know, I felt much better about it when we got Tim Settle as well further down in the draft last year. But, you know, I honestly, I was just wrong. And sure, you can sit here and say, you know, I think Derwin James was still on the board at the time. You know, there's some other players that might go on and have a really good career and stuff like that. But if you look at it, if you look at what the Redskins are doing, what I've been wanting the Redskins to do, they're starting to do it. And it starts with Alabama products up front, Jonathan Allen and Daron Payne. And I'm basically just here to say, you know, I was wrong. I can't go on and make these other videos and just, you know, forget about this, you know. And one thing that I got really hit for, you know, a lot of people had stuff to say about when I made that video about Daron Payne. I said in the video that I thought he was more of a pass rush than a run stopper, but I didn't. What got mixed up was I wasn't saying I thought that about Daron Payne. I was saying the Redskins thought that about Daron Payne, thought that he could rush the passer as well, and I didn't see that. And like I said, I was wrong. Daron Payne, Matt Ioannidis, Jonathan Allen, they have transformed our football team, and that's why I want to continue down that route and spend all these draft picks on the defensive line. With our 15th overall pick this year, I think we need to go defensive line again. And like that's what I'm saying. We need to make this defensive line the heart and soul of this football team. Without a quarterback, that's how you win. You know, stop the run, get after the quarterback, run the football yourself. If you don't have a quarterback, we might have a competent quarterback, which that's going to be another video about, you know, all this stuff. That's, you know, there's a lot of stuff coming out, a lot of videos of Jay Gruden, a lot of Redskins videos being made about Colt McCoy, and it looks like they're ready to roll into next season with Colt McCoy being the starter over Case Keenum. And it's just like, you know, I made the video before about, you know, Colt McCoy. He, you know, he resembles everything about this football team that we need to change. You know, when he finally got his shot, when it was time for his, it was time for him to shine, he got hurt, man. And we can't sit here and just harbor hurt players. We can't sit here and keep having Jordan Reeds on our team. Sure, Jordan Reed's going to look flashy and look great for a couple games, but that's not how you build a football team. He is a luxury. You know, if he went to somewhere like New England or something, man, that would really, he would be able to shine. You know what I mean? He would be able to do everything. But we can't sit here and harbor these players. So that's one thing that I've been noticed. I might make a video about that. All this Colt McCoy love that I've been seeing coming from Jay Gruden. So, you know, just sitting there talking about, oh, he drinks tons of milk or something like that. Yeah, well, that's why I just broke his goddamn leg last year. But I'm getting way off topic. This video is about Daron Payne. Another video, hopefully I can find this and I can put it in the beginning of this video. Jay Gruden, he's doing a film study or something like that with Chris Cooley. I saw this video a long time ago. Hopefully I can find it. And Jay Gruden says, I think he says something along the lines like, you know, whether I'm here or not, these two guys, Jonathan Allen and Daron Payne, this is the future of this football team. And the Redskins have a bright future because of these guys. And the more that I think about it, the more that, you know, shout out to Redskins Run, a guy who makes tons of really good Redskins montages and videos of players and stuff like that on YouTube. I'm sure if you guys are sitting here watching these Redskins videos, I'm sure you've probably seen highlights from Redskins Run before, but shout out to him, man. But I was just watching it the other day. It's a video I've already seen before, but it's a highlight video of Daron Payne and Jonathan Allen, and it's just, man, these guys are the future of this football team. And even though we lost DJ Swanger, and you know he was the vocal leader of this football team, now I understand that kind of sucks, and I was a DJ Swanger fan, and I understand you know why he's gone, and you know he deserves to be gone because you know you can't act the way that he acted. I still blame that on the coaching staff somewhat, but now we got a bunch of blue-collar, well-coached Alabama guys, you know, who are just going to put their nose down and grind. They're not going to run their mouth. You know what I mean? They're what Scott McLuhan would call football players. We got football players who are probably going to be now the leaders of this football team. So, you know, these are guys who sure stood up and defended our defensive coordinator when DJ Swanger was talking trash about his play calling and stuff like that. You know, that type of stuff maybe might not be the right move. You know, if somebody deserves criticism, they deserve criticism. Sure, DJ Swanger shouldn't have done it. You know, he's a player. He shouldn't do it. It should be other people criticizing him. So, you know, I get it. Like, sure, he deserves criticism. But as a player, you don't do that. And I think that's something that, you know, Daron Payne's 21. Jonathan Allen, I don't know how old he is, but probably not that much older than Daron Payne. And these guys are, like I said, blue-collar guys who were well-coached. That's why I'm cool with going out and getting these Alabama players because, hey, if the Redskins can't, if we don't know how to coach people, if we you know, don't have the best coaching staff, let's at least go get people we know have been coached well before. So I'm all about getting these Alabama players. And, you know, we're just collecting more of them. We're collecting more of them. So we just got Landon Collins, I was about to say Fabian Moreau. I mean, Reuben Foster. But going back to Daron Payne, man, he had, I think, 5 sacks, right? He had like 5 sacks. And one thing that like I said, you know, I was a little bit critical of our pick when we picked Daron Payne. But I did say something that I liked from watching his highlights. He gets his hands up. A lot of defensive linemen don't do this, and I don't understand why, but he gets his hands up. And that's something we saw a little bit of in his rookie season. So hopefully he continues to do that. Hopefully we go out and spend more picks on a defensive line this year. We need a pass rusher. That's who I want overall. I'm going to make another video about who I want. If you really want to dig deep and figure out who I want, Charlie Casserly is on point. Charlie Casserly's mock 2 draft that he just put out or whatever, he has us taking the guy that I want, and everything is falling into place for us to get the guy that I want, because although I think this guy could be a top 10 talent, I think he's going to slide. I think he's going to slide to us, and he's going to be available for us. And, you know, depending on if there's a quarterback there, something like that, okay, maybe the Redskins go do something different. But if this guy is there at 15, this guy's getting the quarterback at the next level. I will promise you this. He's going to stop the run at the next level. I promise you this. And to pass up on this guy, I don't know how we're going to do it. So that's a whole other video. I'll make this other video about the guy that I want. But the thing is, man, our defensive line, and that's the thing is, Daron Payne and Jonathan Allen, you know, and also Matt Ioannidis and Tim Settle, you know, these guys did get worn down at the end of the season, you know what I mean? Like, we started off the season, we had really good run stopping, and, you know, we got the quarterback and stuff like that. But at the end of the season, you know, after Alex Smith was gone, and, you know, I give Alex Smith a lot of shit, but, you know, if you really look at it, Alex Smith might not have done everything that I wanted him to do and everything that I know that he could do. And I was very underwhelmed with what Alex Smith did for us. But I think we learned something, that even though Alex Smith wasn't there, you know, like we learned that even when he was there, even though he wasn't lighting it up and he wasn't doing everything I wanted him to do, he did put fear into opposing teams' defenses and defensive coordinators, because they know what Alex Smith is capable of. Even though he wasn't playing that well, they know that the year prior he did light shit up, and he has that capability. So once Alex Smith went out of, you know, the season, and might not ever come back, you know, once he was gone, you know, we got other guys coming in, and our defense got worn down because we weren't running the ball as effectively because we had no quarterback to throw. And like I said, Alex Smith didn't throw. Alex Smith didn't do the shit that I want him to do, but he at least he struck fear in people. You know what I mean? Like, at least he's Alex Smith. The guys that we had come in after him were basically nobodies. You know what I mean? Like, no one's super scared of Colt McCoy. Nobody's super scared of Josh Johnson. You know what I mean? Mark Sanchez. Nobody's scared of those guys. So, you know, it was harder to run the football then, which makes our defense stay out on the field a lot more. So, sure, you know, Daron Payne had a great rookie season, in my opinion, but you do have to note that these guys did, maybe they're rookies and they aren't used to the long season that they got to play in the NFL. They got worn down over time, but they did at the end of the season. They gave up a lot more rushing yards. They couldn't stop the run at the end of the season, but like I said, I feel like that's a bunch of different factors that came into play there. We saw what we can do. Jonathan Allen, Matt Ioannidis, Daron Payne, and sometimes Tim Settle, man, they stopped the run. They stopped the run, and they got pressure up the middle. Was Preston Smith getting a bunch of sacks? No. You know, the showstopper had a decent year, as always. He's always solid. But we were getting pressure up the middle, and that was Daron Payne and Jonathan Allen, and that's the beginning of the new Redskins. That's why I'm optimistic and I'm hopeful for the future. Like I said, Jay Gruden said it. You know, even if Jay Gruden's not here, that's the future of the Redskins right there. Jonathan Allen and Daron Payne, those are going to be the leaders of the defensive line, and we need to continue to build and bolster that defensive line. And that's how we're going to have to go. There's some quarterbacks. Drew Lock, I like Drew Lock. If we can get Drew Lock or Dwayne Haskins, maybe even, I don't know. Daniel Jones or whatever, I don't know, man. There's things I like about him, but I just don't know. I want to spend our picks on the defensive line. You know what I mean? If we're not picking top 10 and getting a quarterback, I don't know, man. Like, if Drew Lock's sitting there, sure, take him at 15. But I want to bolster that defensive line, and I want prime guys. I want guys that like I said, the guy that I want. I promise you, I've seen enough. I've watched enough. This guy's getting the quarterback. This guy's going to stop the run. This guy is a beast. This guy is a top 10 talent that I think is going to fall right to us. And Charlie Casserly, he thinks so as well, because he's got him for us on his mock draft, which he's the first person I've seen really say that we're going to take him. But man, boy, would I love this guy. We would have a defensive line from hell. I mean, literally at this point, Ryan Kerrigan would probably be our weakest link on the defensive line, and Ryan Kerrigan is solid, okay? So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm looking forward to. That's what I want to build. Get the quarterback, stop the run the ball ourselves. We got Adrian Peterson back. We don't really have a quarterback. We can go out and get a tight end that can help in the run game. I don't know how Sprinkle is going to... I don't know if they like Sprinkle. I don't know if Sprinkle's done it really enough to have us not go out and get another tight end. And you don't have to draft a fullback, but at least bring some fullbacks into camp. I mean, let's get serious about stopping the run, getting the quarterback, and run the football. We don't have a quarterback. What are we going to do? Also, the whole trading for Josh Rosen, I'm cool with it. You know, like, I'm the type of guy, like, when we lost Kirk Cousins, the last thing I wanted to do was go draft a rookie quarterback and be like, oh, this is our quarterback now, and throw him into the fire. I don't want to do that. I just don't ever want to do that. I would rather get a quarterback in the draft, even if it's like a second round guy. This draft. If we get out of the first round, and we're sitting in the second round, and Daniel Jones is still there, I don't give a shit. Trade up in the second round and get him. I don't care. But make it the second round. I don't want a first round quarterback. I don't want Daniel Jones at 15. You know what I'm saying? But get your quarterback in the second round. And yeah, basically what I'm saying is Josh Rosen. I'm cool with going and getting Josh Rosen. You know, like, I don't love the dude, but I'd much rather have a guy who, you know, he's shown up before. He's got talent. We know he's got talent. We need to harness the talent. I don't know if we can do it. The Redskins suck at doing that. We all know that. But I'd much rather get a guy like Josh Rosen who has experience in the league. Did he do well last year? No, he didn't. Did he play on a pretty bad team? Probably. So I would much rather go get Josh Rosen than some of these other quarterbacks that we could get in the second round. You see what I'm saying? So draft a pass rusher, run stopper in the first round. Trade whatever we need to trade to get Josh Rosen. If it costs a second round pick, I don't know. Second, third round pick, whatever you got to do to get Josh Rosen. I'm cool with getting Josh Rosen. Or if you want to pick a quarterback, whatever one's there, if you like Will Grier for some reason, if you like any of these other guys, Ryan Finley, if you like any of these other guys, have at it in the second round. I don't care. But none of these quarterbacks that I can tell that I think the Redskins are going to be able to bring in, coach up, and end up becoming a real threat for our football team, I don't see that happening. So what I want to do is continue bolstering the defensive line like we've done, which we saw last year. We didn't do shit last year, but our defensive line made our defense formidable for at least half the season. And as long as we keep doing that, man, until we find a quarterback, who knows how we're going to find a quarterback? No idea. Maybe we tank next year. Who knows? I don't know. I don't see us being very good, but I don't see us being that bad either. So anyways, I'm going to keep this video at 17 minutes or whatever. I don't want to make this too long. This is just me saying, hey, I was wrong. Daron Payne, he's the future of this football team with Jonathan Allen. Those guys didn't get hurt. Those guys didn't bitch or complain. Those guys are going to get better over time. If we keep helping them out and giving them some help, give them someone playing Preston Smith's position that can actually get the quarterback, these guys are going to transform this football team, I'm telling you. And that's why I'm optimistic about the future. Not super optimistic, but I'm optimistic. So, hail to the Redskins, guys. See you guys on the next one. Peace.